The year is 2033. The impacts of climate change continue to accelerate at an unprecedented rate. Once again, this year will be the warmest period in recorded modern history. The Great Western Drought in its fifth year has all but wiped out agricultural production in the southwestern U.S., while scores of major California growers continue to go bankrupt and close their operations. In China, India, and Russia, drought combined with the wheat rust epidemic has decimated regional wheat production while greatly reducing rice stocks. Food shortages are all but assured. In addition, potable water consumption allowances in Pakistan, northern India, and northern China have been further reduced to just 30 liters per person per week. This year, the largest Category 6 hurricane in history, with sustained winds of over 220 miles per hour, completely wiped out New Orleans and the surrounding Gulf region. The mass migration of Americans fleeing the coast towards northern inland cities continues. New projections from NASA and the European Climate Monitoring Center are cautiously suggesting we may be able to slow the rate of global temperature rise. In the United Nations General Assembly, a new set of more aggressive clean energy initiatives and expanding global carbon capture efforts were formally introduced by the ambassador from Norway. All this is in response to the growing violence around the world in the wake of higher food prices and rising unemployment. UN officials are concerned that if this current unrest continues, the governments of Egypt, Nigeria, and Pakistan could potentially collapse. This would leave hundreds of millions of people with no governing structure, desperate for basic resources. Their fear is that this social unraveling could spread to neighboring countries. This would then create a humanitarian crisis on a scale never before seen. To make matters worse, the phosphorus producing and exporting countries, PPEC, voted unanimously to cut back on production levels. This move was made in the wake of unprecedented global demand. As a result, phosphorus prices were sent skyrocketing on the global commodities exchange. Fertilizer giant Monsanto later released a statement saying they will be unable to meet global demand for this year. It is now anticipated that poor nations who can ill afford these increases will now be in danger of far-reaching food shortages. All this further complicates an already difficult situation. So while the trucks wait patiently for the relief planes carrying the aid supplies that will stave off starvation, the United Nations has none to send. This year's new technology opportunity focuses on dark energy and toroidal energy generators. In the visible universe, the majority of the vast empty space in between the galaxies, stars, and celestial bodies we can see with our naked eye is composed of what we call dark matter or dark energy. This is the residue of matter that is left behind in a dust trail as the universe expands. Recent scientific evidence estimates that more than 95% of all the matter and energy in the universe is in fact dark matter and dark energy. Thus, the vacuum of empty space is filled with what are called quantum field fluctuations. These are comprised of quarks, which are the building blocks of protons and neutrons. Around the turn of the 20th century, a brilliant young scientist from Serbia called Nikola Tesla, who was years ahead of his time, saw a way to capture all this free and abundant energy. You see, Tesla did not see energy in the way the rest of his peers did. He recognized that there was a pattern to energy and to all bodies of mass that generated an electromagnetic field. He named this a toroidal energy field. Whether we are talking about an atom, the sun, or the human heart, all electromagnetic mass generates and interacts with energy with the same invisible pattern. The promise of limitless free energy is there for any team or collaborative team effort that is able to develop this toroidal energy generator technology. More information and a full explanation of the opportunity is available on the Sustainable Planet website. Introducing the new technologies for the year 2033. A new generation of improved efficiency solar modules developed by Team Global Unity and Team United Friends are now available for purchase or production licensing by any interested team or team alliances. The modules have a 40% conversion efficiency rating with improved long-term performance guaranteed to operate at top production levels for 50 plus years. Next, Team Human Hope is introducing an exterior retrofit structural support system for residential, industrial, and indoor farm buildings. This addition will help stabilize any above-ground building to withstand winds up to 180 miles per hour and is guaranteed earthquake-proof. These systems are available for purchase or production licensing by any interested team or team alliance. Finally, a new artificial pollination system for indoor farms has been developed by Team Environmental Heroes. The system will increase and diversify any indoor farming operation and comes with a 20% base credit improvement to any team or team alliance interested in purchasing the system. It is not, however, available for licensing. A further explanation of all these systems and terms for purchase and licensing are available on the Sustainable Planet New Technologies page. Now for the adjustments and impacts of 2033 on the gameplay. Droughts in California and Eurasia, combined with the impacts of wheat rust disease on the grain supply, have pushed up food prices globally. All regional workers will have to pay 30% more in credits for food this year. Next, the increased cyclonic activity in the Atlantic, South Pacific, and Central Indian Oceans destroyed several large oil refineries, pushing up oil prices. Therefore, all oil-dependent businesses, industries, and workers will pay an additional 20% fuel charges for the year. With the final collapse of the feeder fish population, referring to those species that are used as feed for aquaculture operations, those sources are no longer available. All aquaculture operations not already on alternative feed sources as of this year are now out of business, with a loss of all workers and all business worker credits. There will be an additional 50% reduction in business credits earned upon the first year restartup once you contract for or establish new feed sources. Additionally, as a consequence for the fish feed collapse, all alternative aquaculture feed vendors receive a 30% increase in credits from all accounts from here forward. And now for the 2033 credit adjustments that impact specific regions. Regions 1, 3, and 4 will see water costs increase 10% across the board. Additionally, the impact of the global droughts will reduce agricultural output by 20% in those same regions for all non-greenhouse crops and those that have not converted to water-smart operations, with an equal 20% reduction of workers and credits. Regions 2, 3, and 4 will see a 2% population rise. Regions 2 and 4 will be levied a 5% pollution waste surcharge for all residential, commercial, industrial, and agricultural properties not managing their own waste on site. Finally, Region 2 will see a 10% cyclone damage charge to standard construction buildings. This impacts all residential, commercial, industrial, and agricultural structures. And before we go, we would like to announce that Google has awarded Sheena Patel of Colombo, Sri Lanka, and the Green Future team a $100,000 cash prize, along with full college scholarship support to Stanford University for her amazing system design of a residential phosphorus extraction system. This invention automatically processes human and organic waste, converting and reclaiming the phosphorus from the waste stream to be then reused as a soil improvement additive. Great work, Sheena, and congratulations. You are our star of the day. Remember, global competitors, anticipate, collaborate, and innovate. The fate of our planet is in your hands.